G'day guys. I decided to record today's league tournament, and I'm going to now go back through the footage and talk about some of the decisions I made and exactly how it went. So let's get stuck into it. So I was the first to play my drives, and I started off by looking for the highest over opponent to take out. That's something we like to do in my league, so that the later on it gets, the easier the opponent becomes. So I select the top opponent, Puntish. Then I go through and have a look at which of his three lineups I'm going to face. Typically, if they've got Lin, I'll avoid small ball just because it's a bit risky. Defensive, OP defensive lineups like that, I generally avoid as well. So I'll be going with this guy's big man shooting and two-way lineups. It'd be fun to get to face Chauncey Billups actually. I haven't faced him yet. It'll be interesting to see how he goes. So, match up big man versus big man, and I'm going to sub in KD because he's got a slightly better three-point shot. Usually take most of my shots with my point guard and shooting guard, so I might not end up using KD in the small forward position anyway, but in case I have to, he's the one I want to be using. As per usual, I always tip to my shooting guard, and I'll be running to the wing area and then up to the top for a step back, or a K3 as they're called in the forums. Step backs are my primary weapon. They seem to be one of the more reliable methods of getting three-point shots off. My main offense is generated through step backs and steals and fast break dunks. Although recently the AI has been a little bit OP and it's a bit hard to get steals. That was a good rebound. The rebounding league achievement is the last one I need, and then just collecting enough elite collectibles to get Master PG 13. So as many big man rebounds as I can get, that's awesome. As you saw there, another step back dropped. Going for that steal against Curry, but I can't get it. Got to be a little bit patient. You don't want to be too aggressive with your steals. You always want to try and stay in front of your guy. If they get open, they hit shots, so you just want to stay in front of them at all costs. So once again, running for the same motions, I find McGrady's just fantastic at doing step back threes. You can see there another one, didn't touch the ring at all, just swished straight through the bottom. So it's a pretty good opening minute. 9 zip or a margin of 9 in a minute is pretty solid. There we go with another rebound, helping that league achievement. Same thing, just rinse and repeat. McGrady with a step back, and he's on fire, 10%, swish, 12-0. Still should have time to get both McGrady's and Westbrook's clutch shots off. Got to try and block Durant's, just missed. I think I got the timing right, but Durant wasn't in front of Durant enough. That's pretty funny to say, Durant trying to block Durant, but unfortunately he gets that 2-point clutch shot. Now I get it to McGrady for his clutch first, because he's a shooting guard, and just in case they score, I'll be able to inbound it to Westbrook, and I can have him down in that area, and it won't take much time off the clock. So that's something to keep in mind. You always want to save your point guard's buzzer beater or clutch or whatever their ability is till last. There we go with another offensive board, and I think that defense, them missing shots, was just because, as I said earlier, I was staying in front of them. And there we go, Westbrook with the clutch to finish that quarter 18-2, unless they get a crazy lucky last second buzzer beater, which does not happen, thankfully. So that's a great start to this tournament. A margin of 16 points, grabbed quite a few rebounds for my league achievement. Slowly getting towards that Master Kemba, who's the last one that I need. Can't wait for 98 over Paul George. Alright, so jump back in. Well, actually it looks like one of their guys has played at this stage, so just have a quick look at how they went. So their first drive was 14 points manually, and they're just trying to find who they played and how many points they gave up. They ended up giving up 8 points, but because of how similar 8 and 0 look, I was struggling to find the 8. But I do eventually. Once I realized that, I was looking for an 8 specifically, and there we go. So we've had a much better start. They've gone +6 in their first drive. We've gone +16 in our first drive. So we're already up nice. Let's jump into the second quarter here. two-way versus two-way is a matchup I like to do. I haven't played against Van Exel much, but I do believe he's one of the better two-way point guards because his AI is pretty active. Sub in Harden here for the buzzer beater. His 3 points just as good as that Kyrie Irving, in my opinion. They're both got great 3-pointers, but his buzzer beater is fantastic if they score and there's not much time left and you have to do a full court shot. It's a guaranteed shot. So same thing here. Tip to the shooting guard, McGrady, and take that step back and drain it. Let's see if I can stop Van Exel. Out of all the drives, Van Exel was definitely the hardest to face up against. And you can see there he managed to find his way into an open lane. Wasn't great defense by Russell. He got stuck in his box-out battle. But what can you do? Alright, same thing with McGrady. Got stuck in background, but reset. Find some space, step back, toe on the line. That's a 3 anyway. That's lucky. You really want to get as many points as possible. You don't want 2s because your toes on the line. You want those to be 3s. So, yes, pressured that shot into a miss. Run up, same thing. Step back offense. Top of the key. 10% release. Bang. Once again, 9 points in 47 seconds is a good start. See if I can keep up this offense and stop their AI from scoring too many, and that's unlucky. Van Exel gets through for another dunk. You can see that his driving is insane. Same thing with McGrady, starting from the other side, step back, bang, 10%. Ooh, miss, but they've got Russell in there. He's got his clutch that starts after 60 seconds and guaranteed dunk. I usually don't try and specifically get off the in the paint ability just because it can be a little bit fiddly. The centers aren't good ball handlers. Passing in there can be a little bit dangerous, and it can be time consuming, and it's only 2 points. So I was aware of the clock at this stage, so rather than going for a step back, I'll be doing the guaranteed McGrady. You can see that I timed it perfectly, which is what you want because I want to get the ball back to use Harden's buzzer beater ability. So the AI will waste clock if it's near the end of the game, so I wanted to make sure that I shot that with more than 24 seconds on the clock. Van Exel's passing around. That was unfortunate. Hand in his face and he still dropped it. Nothing I can do about that. And now I'm just wasting time until I get that Harden buzzer beater off, because it only triggers in the final 2 seconds. But even if it wasn't a buzzer beater, I wouldn't want to give the ball back to the opponent anyway at this stage. I would want to take the last shot of the quarter, just dribbling around and make that buzzer beater. 17-6. It's only plus 11 margin, which plus 10 is the minimum that I really want to be making each quarter, so I'm not too happy with plus 11. But the AI was pretty OP that quarter, and I did a pretty good job to limit them to only 6 points. So I can't complain too much about that. I would have liked to have played a slightly faster pace, so I got another shot. This guy's played another, so it's now 19-12. So he's struggling a little bit against the AI that he's facing, and he's not putting up that big a margin, which is great for us. Let's jump into this final drive against Chauncey Billups. 96 KD. That's a pretty solid lineup. Some AI beasts for sure. I'll be using my small ball. I'll sub in Supremacy LeBron James once again for that buzzer beater, and I've got Lynn's double clutch. That's guaranteed 9 points if I get the timing right. And then Klay Thompson and Christian Laettner are 3-point beasts as well. But given that there's so many abilities in this lineup, you don't actually need to shoot that much with other guys. So same thing, tip off the shooting guard and run around. This is the method I like to use to get that open step back 10% release money. So I only missed one step back so far, and as you can see, they're very effective, especially when you get used to doing them quickly. Swiping for that steal, which I don't get there with Thompson, but then I want to stay in front of him to keep T-Mac out. Time to block. That was nice. I wish it was tipped to one of my guys because it did waste time, but what can you do? Keep the AI out, but Billups makes a tough shot anyway. I was a little bit too late with the block that time. Okay, so long pass to minimize the clock usage there, and then same exact pattern for that step back 10% money again. 6-2 in 30 seconds isn't terrible. Would have preferred that to be 6-zip, but sometimes the AI just makes tough shots and there's not too much you can do. Should have really got the. Sometimes the AI just goes into this dribbling pattern and you just can't steal from them. I should have got the steal from Billups a long time ago. I finally get it there, but Ewing runs out, and after wasting 21 seconds of the shot clock, he grabs the steal and drains the mid-range shot, which is really frustrating. You saw there though from the inbounds play the really long pass again, and Lin, I overrun it and run back, so it's a guaranteed 3, so I don't ever risk that foot on the line situation. It hardly takes any time off the clock from an inbounds. Once again, trying to get that swipe steal, which I almost do, then stopping, staying in front of T-Mac, and he's too good. T-Mac's AI is beastly, and that's why I use him on 3 of my 5 lineups. Kick it out to Klay Thompson for another step back. A little bit early, but it doesn't matter. Klay Thompson's a good enough 3-point shooter that that's going to drop. Let's see if I can get a steal from Billups this time, and I do, using the out of bounds sort of nudge method, which the AI can do to you too, so you got to be careful. Now I'm aware of the clock again, so given how close Lin's clutch ability is, I'm probably not going to get 3 more shots off. I'm just going to get Lin's shot and Supremacy LeBron. I could risk it, but I might miss the step back. The opponent might make one of the extra shots, so I'd rather the guaranteed 6 points. It's a slightly safer play, I guess. You could go either way, but for me, at that point in time, it was the play I went with. Then I got to see if I can get in position to block Billups. Bang. Perfect. As soon as you see them running to the clutch zone, they don't always do it. Sometimes they run to the other side, but as soon as you see them running to the clutch zone, you just need to get yourself in a good position to block if you get the timing right. Here, what is Lin doing? LeBron's telling him to get back and play some offense. Don't come and defend me. Get off that buzzer beater for an 18-6 quarter. So once again, the AI was a little bit OP, and there you can see the little achievement complete popping up for 200 points in 4 tournaments, which is pretty good. Most tournaments I'll score manually 50 plus. I'll be disappointed if I score less than 50. This tournament I end up going 53 to 16, 53 to 14, sorry, and we'll check that shortly. There's my fan favorite gold. So it's 53 to 14 against Puntish, which 39 margin isn't fantastic. Realistically, I want 40 plus. My highest ever is 51, I believe, but I'm really aiming to be in the 40s. But I'm not too disappointed with 39 because I've taken out the opponent's highest over lineup with some of the cheesiest lineups. A lot of AI cheese in those, as you saw, especially from the 2-way and the shooting. There was an alert that said that there was a chat, but there was nothing in there. Just leave it a little friendly good luck anyway. And that is basically the game, or the tournament for me anyway. Now it's just a matter of waiting and seeing how my opponents do and seeing if they can do any better. The last thing I'll do is then just reset my team back to a tie over AI opponents, so that it's going to be a little bit tougher for my opponent to face. I'm not sure if Penny Hardaway or Klay Thompson has a better AI at this stage, but I'm going to test out Klay. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, if you learnt something, please like and subscribe and check back for new content.